Hi everyone, let's play with crayons. If you're new here, my name is Sally and I'm a mixed media artist in Australia, and if you're not new here, welcome back. The other day I was at Officeworks. If you're outside of Australia, it's like a office supplies place where you can get office and art supplies, you can get your photos printed, that sort of thing. So I was down at my local Officeworks picking up some paper for the next issue of my zine. I have a zine called Stung that I send out to my Ko-fi members every month, and I was getting prepared for the April issue number 4. And while I was there, I found myself in the Crayola aisle, and I noticed that a pack of crayons for 24 was only $2.75. And I had such a good time playing with the crayons in the scroller box, and I'll link that video up above, that I decided to pick up a pack of the Crayolas, and I thought, let's see if I can make some art with a really cheap art supply. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to swatch these out in my sketchbook. So I got the 24 colours made with solar power. 24 pack, it was $2.75, so huge bargain. And we have 24 shades. Oh, how fun. These two look so very similar. Yellow, orange, and orange. So we've got the shade name printed on the side. Yellow, orange. Orange. There's so many oranges. Apricot. Now I decided to just speed up the rest of the swatching because we don't want to be here all day swatching crayons. But my sketchbook, this is the Strathmore Mixed Media sketchbook, and this paper absolutely loved these crayons. They're so pigmented. All right, so here's all our colours. There's quite a good range. Little bit dusty, minimal dust, but very highly pigmented and really smooth to lay down and use. I thought these would be probably more challenging than they're going to be. I think these are going to be really easy to work with, so this is cool. Now I'm going to swatch out the Colours of the World pack. Okay, so this is the Colours of the World pack. This is all the skin tones. I think it's incredible that they do this range. They do it in the coloured pencil range as well. They have the Colours of the World. This is also 24 crayons, but this pack was $4 something, so it's a little bit more expensive. But I think, like, for what it is and what you're getting, like, look at the diversity here. Beautiful. So let's swatch these out. Crayola crayons are a mix of wax and pigment. They're not light fast at all, which I wouldn't expect from a non-professional supply. So keep that in mind. If you're using them, you probably won't be able to sell your original work, but make prints. Okay, so here's the full range. Excuse my chicken scratch writing. And you can see how, like, I just tipped the crayons onto the page and they left a mark. So the pigment is pigmenting. They don't need a lot of pressure to put pigment on the page, which is great. And these seem to be split into some different tones. So we've got almond, golden, and rose. And then within that, we've got extra light almond, very light almond, light almond, light medium. Then it goes, yeah, medium, medium, medium deep, extra deep, very deep, and that sort of thing. So there's quite a lot of different undertones here. We've got like variety, and I'm really psyched to make something with all these new colors. So we got a brand new fresh page here, so let's make something. As I mentioned before, I have a zine called Stung that gets sent out to my Ko-fi members every month, and I will have that link down in the description box down below if you'd like to check out the different tiers that I have. You can get the main zine and the mini sent out to you each month. I ship it worldwide. There's also a tier that has an art print. It's a great way to support me and the channel. And thank you to my members. Your names are here. I adore you. Yeah, become a member, get zines. They're really fun. I love making them. I love sending them out. All right, let's get back to the video. So it was either a coincidence or just divine timing that about the same time that I got these crayons, I got a message from my good friend Anthony, who runs a record label and record store called Desert Highways. And every year since Chris Cornell passed, Anthony has run a tribute show. It's a celebration of Chris Cornell and his music, and it's a fundraiser as well. So 100% of everything that is made from the event goes to Beyond Blue, which is a local mental health organization, and a lot of artists get contacted to contribute artwork and things like that. So I've contributed a artwork in the past, and Anthony reached out to me to see if I would like to contribute again, and I think this year's might be the 5th one. I'm not sure because there was lockdowns and things like that, so I'm not 100% sure how many events there's been. I know I've missed a couple, but I was absolutely stoked and said yes, 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 I would love to do another portrait of Chris. So I actually thought, since I had these crayons and I had all the skin tone colors, that it would be cool to do a portrait of Chris in my sketchbook and sort of start figuring out some ideas about what I'd like to do for the painting that I'm going to donate. So I will be donating an original painting to the event, and I will, when I get some more information about location and the date that it'll be happening, that sort of thing, I'll let you all know in the community tab, so I'll keep you posted on that. But this in my sketchbook now is just going to be a study for like a kind of ideas about what I'm going to do for that painting. And I'll put a picture up of the first piece that I did a few years ago, and I'll put that up on the screen now so you can see. And I'm super proud of this one and how it turned out. It's the biggest drawing I'd ever done at that stage. It was an A3 size, and I don't generally work that large, but I was really, really stoked with it. And I wanted this one to be quite different. Like, my art style has changed a bit and it's a bit more expressive, and it's definitely a lot more colorful. So I wanted to reflect that and have this piece be how I'm working now. So this was a way to sort of figure out some of those ideas and play around with these crayons. Now, I was definitely inspired to pick up the crayons after using the crayons in the February Scroller box. I had such a great time with those, and I bought these Crayola crayons because they were cheap, not gonna lie. Less than $3, I'm in. But I was not expecting them to be this good. They're really easy to layer. I love the texture of them. I love the color range. And I kind of wish I'd gotten the 64 pack now because I always want more colors. And there's a pastel range, which I think I'm gonna have to get. So yeah, expect me to be adding more crayons to my collection. And considering how much I hate pastels, really, especially chalk pastels, my most hated art supply. Oil pastels I've come around to, but crayons, mate, crayons, so much fun. Really, really quick to use. Like, I'm used to painting and you know, the time it takes to mix your colors and wait for layers to dry and that sort of thing. I found this piece was super quick, and yeah, like having that sort of built-in texture from the crayon just adds so much. Like, it does so much work for you, I think. Anyway, highly recommend, in this economy especially, go grab a cheap pack of these amazing quality crayons and have some fun. And like I said before, they're not light fast, so if you're making a piece, don't sell the original because it won't last forever, but scan it, make prints, you're good to go. So that would be my recommendation there. I know you can get higher quality professional crayons, but honestly, I have no interest in spending heaps of money on a crayon when I'm like this. There's no risk, you know. It's just grab them with some loose change and have fun. So yeah, I approached this like I generally would with my colored pencil work. I wasn't too sure about how well they would layer, so I did block in shapes first, but then as I was using them, I could see that they were layering really well. So generally when I'm painting and doing pencils, I'll put in the dark shadows first, but with this, like, I put those in later, but you could definitely lay those down first and add your crayons on top. I just thoroughly enjoyed making this drawing and using these crayons, and now I don't want to paint anymore. I just want to work with crayons. Let me know if you can relate. And maybe it's also just the upsetting news every day. I'm like, let's just pretend we're kids again, grab some crayons, have some fun, make a portrait of a really handsome guy who I really, really loved, and remember everything that he gave to us and all the incredible music. Soundgarden and Nirvana, they were my two favorite bands in the 90s, and I think, like, we all knew at the time that Kurt Cobain had a lot of problems, but with Chris, I don't know, I was so shocked when he passed, and I think a lot of people were. And it's interesting because I was such a huge fan, and like, I listened to the songs over and over and over and over and over again, but it wasn't until he passed away and I listened to everything again that I realized that he was telling us the entire time about his struggles, and for some reason that never, I don't know, it never registered to me. It never felt like he was crying out for help, like it was so different with Kurt, you know? Yeah, just such a huge loss. And I listened to Soundgarden constantly, and Temple of the Dog, and Chris's solo albums. Like, such a huge talent, such an incredible voice, incredible songwriter. I'm fortunate that I got to see them a few times. I think my first time was 1996. I think they were out in Melbourne. And Yeah, incredible. So I am more than happy to make more artwork of him and donate it for a really good cause. And, you know, hopefully the money raised helps some people get through it, you know, because it's rough at the moment. You know, it's rough. It's really hard, and not everybody makes it. And we got to take care of each other. And you might think that you can't fix everything, and not one of us can fix everything. But there's little things that we can do that make a difference. And it's just about showing up and finding a way that you can contribute and that you can help. And if me painting a picture of one of my favorite artists is a way to help, then of course, you know, it's a great honor. I found that I used one of my fluffy watercolor brushes just to dust off like the crayon dust to keep it a bit less messy, and that worked really well. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do for the background. If you've been here for a while, you would have heard me talking about how much I hate doing backgrounds. I never know what to do. I do the portrait first, and then I think I'm going to wreck it if I do a background. So I freak out and either do nothing, but I don't know. I just picked some colors that I liked from the set and just did some kind of wavy lines. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'll do for the painting. I thought maybe I could add some collage elements to it. I'm not 100% yet. I've still got some time to do that painting. But I actually sent a photo of this to Anthony and he loved this. So who knows? We might make a couple of prints of this as well. The more things I can contribute, the better, right? The more money we can raise. So I don't know. But I'm really stoked with how this turned out. I absolutely loved working with these crayons. I loved working on another portrait of Chris. And I'd love to know what you think. Are you inspired to pick up a pack of crayons and experiment? Do you want to go listen to some Soundgarden? I highly recommend it. That was so good. Yeah, I'm just really stoked with how this turned out, and I'm really happy that I can make some kind of small difference, you know? Every action that we do matters. And I think it's important to be intentional with what we do and what we create. So I hope this has inspired you in a few different ways to check out some music that you might have not have listened to for a while, to check out a new art supply, and to see if there's a way that you can contribute to someone who might need it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Consider subscribing. I do lots of work in my sketchbook and I open art subscription boxes and play with random mystery art supplies. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.